to this one. Now, what is the difference between listening and hearing? Now, listening is an active process, whereas hearing is a passive process. We always listen to the voices that are pleasant to our ears, and we just hear the noises that are unpleasant to our ears. Now, we listen to music or we hear music. We listen to music because music is always pleasing, pleasant to our ears. We just hear the noises outside because they are disturbing. You listen to my class or hear my class? You can hear my class as well. It varies from person to person. When we were in college and all, we never used to listen to classes. We just used to hear classes, right? But the correct usage is we listen to a lecture or we listen to a class. Because a lecture or a class is meant to be listened to and comprehended, understood. So that is the correct usage. We listen to a class or we listen to a lecture. We listen to music. As I said, music is always pleasing, pleasant to our ears. Now, listen to is a correct usage. We listen music is wrong. Must be we listen to music. We hear to the noises outside is a wrong usage. It's listen to or it's just hear. We listen to music. I listen to you, right? We hear the noise outside. Must we listen to or else just hear. You know when to use since and when to use for. We've all discussed it in the topic tenses. Since is used with a point of time and for is used with a period of time. Period of time in the sense duration, right? If I say 25 years, 7 months, 8 weeks, 2 days, 5 hours, 6 minutes, 7 seconds, all these can be termed as duration. So if a sentence talks about a point of time, like since morning, since yesterday, since 1990, since 5 o'clock, if a sentence talks about a point of time, it must be since. If a sentence talks about a period of time, it must be for. Which are the two categories in which since appears? The two categories in which since appears are, one is present perfect, the other one is present perfect continuous. These are two categories in which since appears. For appears in the perfect and the perfect continuous categories of all the three tenses. That means for appears in present perfect, past perfect, future perfect. Present perfect continuous, past perfect continuous, future perfect continuous. So since is for a point of time, for is for a period of time, that is duration. These ER words and more words, as you know, they are termed as comparative degree adjectives. We have gone for comparative degree adjectives. We have gone for the topic adjectives in detail. ER words and more words are termed as comparative degree adjectives. Comparative degree adjectives will be followed by than. Comparative degree adjectives will be followed by than. OR words in the sense like words ending with OR. Superior, inferior, junior, senior. OR words will be followed by to. So ER words and more words, comparative degree adjectives will be followed by than. OR words will be followed by to. Prefer is not a comparative degree adjective. And if it is a comparative degree adjective, we can separate ER from that word. Taller is tall plus ear, sharper is sharp plus ear, older is old plus ear, fatter is fat plus ear. Prefer is not a comparative degree adjective. Prefer is a verb. We have discussed it in the topic pronouns, in fact. Prefer is a verb. The verb prefer will be followed by to. I prefer a car to a bike. I prefer a pen to a pencil. So prefer is not a comparative degree adjective. Prefer is a verb, and the verb prefer will be followed by the preposition to. It's always prefer to. You know when to use between and when to use among. Between can be used only when there are two entities. Among can be used only when there are more than two entities. If I say, he has distributed the sweets dash two friends. He has distributed the sweets between two friends. He has distributed the sweets among three friends. So if it is two, it is between. If it is more than two, it is among. If I say, I have distributed the sweets dash Sunil, Rahul and Varun. I have distributed the sweets dash Sunil, Rahul and Varun. 3 persons are here. Even though 3 persons are here, more than 2 entities are here, in this case it must be between. I have distributed the sweets between Rahul, Sunil and Varun. Because if the names are mentioned, no matter how many entities are there, whether there are 2 or more than 2, it is always between. Or else for 2 entities between, more than 2 entities among. You know when to use each other and when to use one another. Each other can be used only when there are 2 entities. One another can be used only when there are more than 2 entities. If I say, the 2 friends met each other at the party, grammatically fine. The 3 friends met one another at the party. So between and each other are for 2, among and one another are for more than 2. More than 2 means more than 2 entities. So between can be used when there are 2 entities. Among can be used only when there are more than 2 entities. Now I said some words have some standard prepositions with them. They will not change. Come to this one. You know the difference between beside and besides. Beside means what? Next to, nearby, adjacent to, by the side of. Besides means in addition to, apart from, other than. Besides is a support indicator. I gave in the list of support indicators. Other than, apart from, in addition to, in support of, etc. If I say besides boys, there are girls in the class. That means in addition to boys, there are girls in the class. So beside means adjacent to, next to, nearby. Adjacent to is correct. Besides means apart from, other than. He is able dash do that. He is able dash do that. Now do, every sentence will contain a clue word. So which the clue word in the sentence is, you must be able to identify. He is able dash do that. Do is V1 plural. Do is V1 plural. Does is V1 singular because of the S. Do is V1 plural and it is always 2 plus V1 plural. And 2 plus V1 plural is termed as infinitive. 2 plus V1 plural is termed as infinitive. Do is V1 plural, so it must be he is able to do that. He is capable dash doing that. He is capable dash doing that. He is able to do that. He is capable of doing that. It's able to and capable of. He is able to do that is the same as he is capable of doing that. He was accused dash a murder case. He was accused dash a murder case. It's always accused of. The accused of is a correct usage. He was accused of a murder case. He was charged dash a murder case. He was accused of a murder case. He was charged with a murder case. It is accused of and charged with. Accused of a murder case, charged with a murder case. It is difficult dash do that. It is difficult dash do that. The same reason I gave here. Do is V1 plural and it is always 2 plus V1 plural infinitive. So it is difficult to do that. He finds difficulty dash doing that. He finds difficulty dash doing that. It is always difficult to and difficulty in. So he finds difficult to do that. He finds difficulty in doing that. It is difficult to do that. I or he. If I say I find, he finds. I find difficulty in doing that. They find difficulty in doing that. She finds difficulty in doing that. It's always difficult to and difficulty in. Difficulty in will be followed by ing. Similarly, capable of will also be followed by ing. He is capable of doing that. He finds difficulty in doing that. Congratulate. This is a commonly made mistake. Congratulate for or congratulate on. Congratulate for is a wrong usage, commonly made mistake. It is congratulate on. I have congratulated him for his success is a wrong usage. It must be I have congratulated him on his success. It's always congratulate on. Congratulate for is a commonly made mistake. It's congratulate on. I have congratulated them on their victory. I have congratulated them for their victory is wrong. It must be on their victory. I believe dash God. I believe dash God. I believe in God or I believe on God. Believe on is a wrong usage. It must be I believe in God. What if I say I have belief dash God. I have belief dash God. I have belief in God. I have faith in God. I believe in God. I have belief in God. I have faith in God. The only difference is believe is a verb, right? I believe. Believe is a verb. Faith and belief are nouns. Believe is a verb. Faith and belief are nouns. So I believe in God. I have belief in God. I have faith in God. The only difference is in the part of speech. As I said, believe is a verb. Belief and faith are nouns. I have passion dash teaching. I have passion dash teaching. Now passion will be followed by the preposition for. These will not change. I have passion for teaching. I am passionate dash teaching. The word passion will be followed by the preposition for. The word passionate will be followed by the preposition I have passion for teaching. I am passionate about teaching. So word passion will be followed by the preposition for. The word passionate will be followed by the preposition about. So I have passion for teaching is the same as I am passionate about teaching. The same meaning. Now part from and part with are phrases. Now phrase is a small group of words taken as a single unit conveying a single meaning. We'll go for phrase in detail later. A small group of words taken as a single unit conveying a single meaning is called a phrase. Now in fact, phrases are meant to be used by the native speakers of the language. English is not a native language, it's a foreign language to us. Still we have to go for some idioms and phrases because there will be questions on those. We cannot divide the words in a phrase. Part means separate. Part means separate. I told you earlier, the word separate will be followed by the preposition from. It's separate from. Part from and part with are phrases. We part from a person. We part with something. We part from a person. We part with something. If I say, she parted from her husband. She parted from her husband. Her husband is a person. So part from a person. She parted with money. Money is something. So she parted with money. She parted with money means like, no, she doesn't intend to live a luxurious life. She wants to live a simple life without any craving to earn money. So she parted with money. Money is something. She parted from a person. From a husband. Her husband is a person. So part from a person, part with something. Agree with and agree to also phrases. Both are correct usages, but the situations where we use these two are different. I agree with you or I agree to you. I agree to your proposal or I agree with your proposal. So agree with and agree to are phrases. We agree with a person. We agree to something. We agree with a person. We agree to something. You are a person, so I agree with you. I am a person, you agree with me, we agree with them, they agree with us, he agrees with her, she agrees with him, etc. So we agree with the person and we agree to something. If I say, I agree to your proposal, a proposal doesn't only mean a marriage proposal. Anything that is put forward, any suggestion is called a proposal. Your proposal is something, so I agree to your proposal. So agree with a person, agree to something. Similarly, deal with and deal in are also phrases. Deal with and deal in. Deal with doesn't mean only persons. The meaning of deal with is to handle or manage. To handle or manage is termed as deal with. Handle or manage. If I say, I'll deal with the issue. I'll deal with the issue means I'll manage the issue or I'll handle the issue. That is deal with. Deal in means doing some kind of business. Doing some kind of business is termed as deal in. If I say, Chandana Brothers deals in clothing. Chandana Brothers deal in clothing means Chandana Brothers do business in clothing. Bata deals in footwear. Bata deals in footwear means Bata does business in footwear. My cousin deals in iron. My cousin deals in iron means my cousin does iron business. So deal with means to handle or manage. Deal in means to do some kind of a business. Now these three, word by word, word for word, word to word, these three also phrases. Word by word means going like this. The first word, the second word, the third word. Giving importance to every word is termed as word by word. If I say, I have read the sentence word by word. I have read the sentence word by word means giving importance to every word. Right. Word for word means exactly the same way, like photocopy, Xerox. Exactly the same way is termed as word for word. Now what do you mean by plagiarism? Plagiarism means what? Plagiarism is an act of copying and claiming it to be us. When we were in college and all, we were asked to do some projects. At the time we copied from the net and claimed those to be us. That is termed as plagiarism, copying. The act of copying is called plagiarism. And the one who does plagiarism is called a plagiarist. A plagiarist is a person who does copying. So word for word means exactly the same way, without any change. Photocopy, Xerox, etc. There's word for word, without any change, the same manner, the same words. Word to word means completely or thoroughly. Completely or thoroughly is named as word to word. If I say, I have learned the chapter word to word. I have learned the chapter word to word means I have learned the chapter completely or thoroughly. So word by word means going like this. The first word, the second word, the third word, giving importance to every word. Word for word means exactly the same way. Photocopy, copying. Word to word means completely or thoroughly. Now these are some commonly made mistakes. She is married dash an engineer. She is married to an engineer or she is married with an engineer. She is engaged dash an engineer. She is engaged with an engineer or she is engaged to an engineer. Her marriage was dash an engineer. Her marriage was with an engineer or her marriage was to an engineer. Her engagement was dash an engineer. Her engagement was with an engineer. Her engagement was to an engineer. Now, she is married to an engineer. She is engaged to an engineer. Her marriage was with an engineer. Her engagement was with an engineer. She's married to an engineer. She's engaged to an engineer. Her marriage was with an engineer. Her engagement was with an engineer. Now, married and engaged are verbs. married and engaged are verbs, the verbs married and engaged will be followed by the preposition to. Right? Marriage is an AGE word, engagement is an MENT word. I have told you this. Words ending with AGE, MENT, ION, ITY, these are usually nouns. We have gone through it earlier as well. Words ending with AGE, MENT, ION, ITY, these are usually nouns. Marriage is a noun, engagement is also a noun, MENT. The nouns marriage and engagement will be followed by the preposition with. The verbs married and engaged will be followed by the preposition to. The nouns marriage and engagement will be followed by the preposition with. Now what if I say, I am engaged dash teaching. I am engaged dash teaching. I said it is engaged to, but this one is getting engaged to a person. I cannot go and get married to teaching. This is getting engaged to a person. I am engaged dash teaching. What is the meaning of engaged here? Understand the meaning of a statement. I am engaged dash teaching. What must be the meaning of engaged in this sentence? The meaning of engaged in this sentence is involved. It's always involved in. The meaning of engaged is involved and it's involved in. So I am engaged in teaching. And this one is getting engaged to a person. You try to understand the meaning of a statement, you can make some guesses about the prepositions that need to be used as well. Boast and exaggerate. What do you mean by boasting? Boasting and exaggerating. Now boasting means self-appreciation. If in Telugu it says self-dabba. If I speak too much about myself, that is termed as boasting. Now I should not appreciate myself, others should appreciate me. So boasting is self-appreciation. Exaggeration. Exaggerating means speaking too much about something. In fact, more than what exists. If I say I have a car, it's a very costly car. You have not seen my car. I'll say so many things about my car beyond what exists to create an impression on you. That's called exaggerating. Right? Boast and exaggerate both are verbs. Right? Boast and exaggerate both are verbs. The verb boast will be followed by the preposition of. It is boast of. I boast of myself. They boast of themselves. He boasts of himself. She boasts of herself. We boast of ourselves, etc. So verb boast will be followed by the preposition of. Exaggerate needn't be followed by any preposition. We exaggerate the matter, they exaggerate the matter, he exaggerates the matter, etc. So boast will be followed by the preposition of. Exaggerate needn't be followed by any preposition. Enter into, come into. Now leave come into, come to the first one. You enter into the classroom. This sentence is grammatically correct or wrong? You enter into the classroom becomes grammatically wrong because of redundancy. Enter is the same as come into. So enter into becomes an error with redundancy, repetition. So you enter into the classroom is wrong. It must be you enter the classroom. And enter is the same as come into. Come into the classroom is the same as enter the classroom. So enter is a one word substitute for come into. Come into the classroom is the same as enter the classroom. I ordered for a cup of coffee. I ordered for a cup of coffee. Grammatically correct or wrong? This statement is grammatically wrong. I ordered for a cup of coffee is wrong. It must be I ordered a cup of coffee. And ordered is a one word substitute for asked for. I asked for a cup of coffee is the same as I ordered a cup of coffee. I asked a cup of coffee does not make any sense. I asked for a cup of coffee is the same as I ordered a cup of coffee. The building comprises of 10 flats. The building comprises of 10 flats. This statement is grammatically wrong. The building comprises of 10 flats is wrong. It is just the building comprises 10 flats. And comprises is a one word substitute for consists of. The building consists of 10 flats is the same as the building comprises 10 flats. The building consists 10 flats is wrong. The building consists of 10 flats. And it's the same as the building comprises 10 flats. So comprise is a one word substitute for consists of. The police are inquiring about the matter. The police are investigating into the matter. Which of these two is correct? I say neither of these two is correct. Inquire about is wrong. Investigate into is wrong. The police are inquiring the matter. The police are investigating the matter. Inquire and investigate are one word substitutes for look into. The police are looking into the matter is the same as the police are inquiring the matter. The police are investigating the matter. What may look into something? Look into something means to go into something in depth. Examining something is called look into. Look for means to search. Look after means to take care of. Look up to. Look up to a person means taking someone as a guide, a role model, etc. If I say, I look up to Gandhiji. I look up to Gandhiji means I'm taking him as a guide, a role model, a person from whom I can learn many virtuous things or many noble things, good things, etc. That's looking up to a person. Look at a person means to just see a person, taking a look. That is look at. If I say, a good wife always dash her husband. A good wife always dash her husband, or good wife dash her husband, looks after her husband, looks up to her husband, that's okay. Looks after her husband, looks for her husband, or looks at her husband. A good wife looks up to her husband makes sense. Fine. Leave the option there. I give you three options. A good wife looks after her husband. A good wife looks for her husband. A good wife looks at her husband. What must be the answer? Every sentence must be grammatically correct and every sentence must make sense. A good wife looks after her husband. Makes sense? Yes. A good wife takes care of her husband. Makes sense. And of course, a good wife does that. A good wife looks into her husband means what? She raises some doubts, right? If she raises some doubts, there's nothing wrong with that. A wife can doubt her husband. But a good wife does not do it. So looking into her husband does not make sense. A good wife looks for her husband. Looking for means to search, right? Searching. A good wife looks for her husband. Makes sense or not? If the husband goes missing, she searches, she looks for him. Does not make much sense. Fine, leave it. A good wife looks at her husband. Makes sense or not? A good wife looks at her husband means a wife who is not good does not look at her husband. Will there be any wife who does not look at her husband? At least to shout at her husband, she will look at him. There will not be any wife who doesn't look at her husband, so that does not make sense. A good wife looks after her husband makes sense. The police are dash the criminal. The police are dash the criminal, looking after the criminal, looking for the criminal, looking up to the criminal. Will the police look after the criminal? No, does not make sense. If he is damn rich and all, police may look after, but doesn't make sense. Will the police look up to a criminal, take him as their role model and all? No. Will the police look for a criminal? Yes, the police are looking for the criminal, makes sense. All these are phrases in fact. You should know the meanings of phrases. We'll discuss it later. Now, I am awaiting for you. I am awaiting for you is a wrong usage. It must be I am awaiting you. And awaiting is a one word substitute for waiting for. I am waiting for you is the same as I am awaiting you. I am waiting you is wrong. It must be I am waiting for you or else I am awaiting you. So awaiting is a one word substitute for waiting for. We discuss about the matter. We describe about the matter. We explain about the matter. Which of these three is a correct usage? I say none of these three is correct. Discuss about, describe about and explain about are wrong usages. We discuss the matter. We explain the matter. We describe the matter. Now discuss, describe and explain are one-word substitutes for speak about. We speak about the matter is the same as we discuss the matter, we describe the matter, we explain the matter. So these three can be termed as one-word substitutes for speak about. Despite and in spite of. What indicators are these? Contrast indicators. I gave in the list of contrast indicators. At the time I told you, despite of is a wrong usage, right? Sometimes they are really very minute. Despite of is a wrong usage. It must be despite, and despite is the same as in spite of. In spite is wrong, it must be in spite of. So despite of is a wrong usage. It is only despite, and despite is the same as in spite of. Despite going there, we couldn't meet him. In spite of going there, we couldn't meet him. So despite can be the same meaning as in spite of. Now despite, in spite of, regardless of, notwithstanding, these four mean the same. I gave these four together in the list of contrast indicators and I told you these four mean the same. Despite the rain we went shopping is the same as in spite of the rain we went shopping, regardless of the rain we went shopping, notwithstanding the rain we went shopping. All these four mean the same. So despite, in spite of, regardless of the rain we went shopping, notwithstanding, these four mean the same. Now we have gone for the topic speech in detail. At the time I told you this. I told to you the matter, correct? No. I told to you the matter is wrong. It must be I told you the matter. And told is a one-word substitute for said to. I said to you the matter is wrong. It must be I said to you the matter. I told to you the matter is wrong. It must be I told you the matter. So I told you the matter is the same as I said to you the matter. Told to is a wrong usage. Fine. If I say, he told me the matter. He told me the matter. Active voice or passive voice? Active voice. Now he told me the matter means he did the action or received the action. Did the action. Subject comes at the beginning in the active voice. The verb here is told me the matter. I'm not asking you the object, I'll ask you. So he told me the matter. This sentence is in the active voice. Fine. Now simple past tense. Told is V2. Subject plus V2 is simple past. Active voice, simple past tense. In the passive voice also it must be simple past. And as you know, on converting a sentence from one voice to the other, from active to passive or from passive to active, the meaning, the tense and the category must remain the same. So he told me the matter is active voice, simple past tense. In the passive voice also it must be simple past. The structure of simple past in the passive voice is was or verb plus V3. You know this. We have gone for the structures in detail. So simple past passive voice is was or verb plus V3. I am going to convert this sentence into the passive voice, right? He told me the matter. I go for two options. Option 1. I was told the matter by him. I was told the matter by him. One more option. The matter was told to me. The matter was told to me by him. I was told the matter by him. The matter was told to me by him. Come to the first one. I was told the matter by him. Was told is was plus V3, simple past in the passive voice. Correct structure. Come to option 2. The matter was told to me by him. Was told to me is was plus V3, simple past in the passive voice. Correct structure. So both are in the correct structure. Now you should try to understand the meaning of the sentence. The meaning must remain the same. He told me the matter. I was told the matter by him. The same meaning? Yes. This is a correct option. Come to the second one. The matter was told to me by him, passive voice. Now, the matter was told me by him is a wrong usage. The matter was told to me by him is a correct usage. That means told to can appear in the passive voice. Told to can appear in the passive voice but not in the active voice. I told to you the matter is wrong because this sentence is in the active voice. I am doing the action. Subject comes at the beginning in the active voice. So in the active voice, told to is wrong. In the passive voice, told to is a correct usage. I told you the matter, active voice. The matter was told to you by me, passive voice. So told to can appear in the passive voice. So matter was told to me by him, the same meaning, the same tense, the same category, the same meaning, both are correct options. Right. Now I told you this while discussing voice. When you come across two correct options, our task is to go for the better option. Right. Now, a sentence in the passive voice begins with a sentence in the active voice begins with a subject. A sentence in the passive voice begins with an object. Subject means a doer, object means a receiver, right? Come to the question now. He told me the matter, he did the action, subject, told is a verb. Now, object means a receiver of the action. He told me the matter means me. I am receiving the action or the matter is receiving the action. He told me the matter means I am receiving the action. So me becomes the object here, right? Me becomes the object here because I am receiving the action. A sentence in the passive voice begins with an object. So the better option here is option 1. Starts with I, the object. If the option 1 is not there, the answer must be option 2. Fine? Right. So in the active voice, told to is a wrong usage. It must be just told. And told is a one word substitute for said to. I asked to you a question is wrong. It must be I asked you a question. Asked is the same as inquired of. I inquired you is wrong. It must be I inquired of you. I asked to you is a wrong usage. I asked you is the same as I inquired of you. These two mean the same. I answered to you is wrong. It must be I answered you. I answered to you is wrong usage. It must be I answered you. I requested to you is wrong. It must be I requested you. I pleaded you is a wrong usage. I told you this. It must always be I pleaded with you. So I requested you. I pleaded with you. Pleading means like requesting in a very emotional manner. That is termed as pleading. I requested you. I pleaded you is wrong. I pleaded with you is correct. I commanded to you is wrong. It must be I commanded you. Similarly, I ordered to you is wrong. It must be I ordered you. I told you the difference between order and command. Command is something that is said with authority. Said with authority becomes a command, or else it's just an order. So I ordered you, I commanded you. I advised to you is a wrong usage. It must be I advised you. We pray God. I told you this. We pray God is a wrong usage. It must be pray to God. So prayed to is a correct usage. We prayed to God. I wished to you good afternoon is wrong. It must be I wished you good afternoon. So wish to is a wrong usage. It must be just wish. I wished you good morning. I wished you good afternoon, etc. I suggested to you, correct or not? Yes, I suggested you is a wrong usage. I suggested to you is a correct usage. I reported you is wrong. I reported to you is correct. Right? I reported you is a wrong usage. I reported to you is a correct usage. So said to is correct. Prayed to is correct. Suggested to is correct. Reported to is correct. The rest will not be followed by to. Getting it? So we'll go for an exercise on prepositions. I've taken you some words with which some standard prepositions come that won't change. Depending on the meaning of a sentence, we should make some educated guesses regarding the prepositions that have to be used to fill in the blanks that you come across, or based on the meaning, you should be able to identify the error in a sentence based on prepositions. We'll go for an exercise in detail, right? Thank you.